Welcome back to another video, guys. In this tutorial I would be focusing on how to sew this raised high neck collar. You can apply this to a dress, to a blouse, to a jumpsuit, whatever it is that you want. So if this is something you want to learn how to do, then you should see this video up until the very end. The focus of this tutorial is on the neck area. I will be going in details on how to work on the neck area. My name is Ayomide, and on this channel you would find sewing tutorials and pattern drafting tutorials. Now let us jump right into this tutorial. To begin this tutorial, I'll be using this Duchess fabric. I had about 3 yards, but you won't be needing up to 3 yards for the bodice. Moving on, we would be working with the patterns, and this line right here is my chest line. The line beneath is the bust line. I've got the under bust line and also the waistline. So this line right here is the waistline for the back. Moving on, I will be applying my horizontal measurements, but first of all, I will need to mark out my dart. So to do that, I will place half of my bust span measurements, which is 3.5 inches, and take my dart from that line. So I'll be using 1 inch for dart allowance on the waistline and also on the underbust line because I want to create a sort of underbust tightening just to give it a little fitting around the underbust. But you can also go for your normal waist dart rather, if that is what you want. Next, I'll be placing my horizontal measurements. So I'm placing 1/4 of my bust measurements. On the waistline, I will place 1/4 of the waist measurement plus 1 inch dart allowance. I have it right there. Also, I'll be marking 1 inch for my bust dart. I'll be connecting the bust dart to the dart line I have on the bust line. Next thing, I will be drawing the armhole. After drawing the armhole, I will be splitting the shoulder slant into two. Here I am getting the midpoint of the shoulder slant and I'll be connecting it to my bust line. So guys, I would be leaving the front for now and just go ahead to draft the back before coming back to complete the collar for the front. For the back, I'll be placing all of my vertical measurement. So I have 1/4 of my bust measurement right there, and I'll be placing 1/4 of the waist measurement plus 1 inch dart allowance. Also, I'll be marking out my dart allowance, my dart intake rather. Moving on, I have gone ahead to attach an additional pattern paper towards the next side of my pattern. Another thing you can do is to leave an allowance of about 6 inches just to cover up for what you want to do. So what I'll do next is to use the chalk, my marker rather, to highlight all of my necessary pattern lines. So this right here is my neck point, and from that neck point I'm going to be coming inward by 1/2 inch. I'm already working on the back neckline right now, so I'm coming inward by 1/2 inch from that neck point, and from that 1/2 inch I am marking 2 inches upwards. Next, I'll be connecting a straight line, after which I'll be creating a curve that would sit into the shoulder slants this way. Once I'm done with that, I would also extend my center back line with my marker. Then I'm going to be marking 2 inches upward like I did initially and come down by 1/2 inch just to create a slant. So I'll connect it together with my dotted lines first of all. Next, I'll be marking 1/2 inch downward and then create my back neckline. You can just go ahead and mark 1.5 inch and create your back neckline straight away. So for now, I am done with the back. Now I'll move on to the front neckline. But before that, I'll just go ahead and draw my armhole for the back. Also, I'll be using my marker to highlight all of my pattern lines. I realized my dart was not well drawn, so I proceeded to correct that. To create the front neckline, it is pretty simple. First thing, I'll be highlighting my shoulder slant, and from my neck point, I'll go in by half an inch like I did for the back and go up by 2 inches. From that 2 inches, I'll be going inward by 0.75 inch and I'll be creating a curve in this manner. After creating the curve, I would be determining the depth of the neckline, and I'm going for a depth of 7 inches. So using the curvy part of my pattern master, I'll be creating a curve to meet up with my raised neckline. So I started with dotted lines just to see how this would turn out before I would then smoothing it out. So guys, you won't believe it, they took my lights while I was working and I had to just use my lamp. It is not so bright, but please bear with me. So this is me here trying to highlight the neckline as I was perfect. I was okay with what the dotted line gave me. So this is what the front neckline is looking like. Now I'm going to be measuring from the tip of the neckline to the end of the shoulder slant. I will do the same thing for the back too. And the whole essence is to ensure that the both of them are the same. So I realized that the front was 0.5 inch more than that of the back. So for the back, I had 8 inches, while for the front, I had 8.5 inches. So what I will do is to take out half an inch from the front this way and redraw my neckline. This is what I have after I was done. Next, I'll be using my marker to highlight the armhole area of the front. I'll also highlight the shoulder dart, the bust dart, and the under bust dart. I have my center front, side front, and I also have my center back and side back. For the back also, I would be having that shoulder seam, and this is me marking where the shoulder that starts on the front. I'm transferring into the back and I'm connecting the line to the waist dart. Next thing, I'll go ahead and cut out my pattern and you see the entire pattern set that I worked with. I am done cutting out my pattern and this is what I've got: the center front, the side back, and the center back. I'll be cutting these on my fabric, the main fabric, and also on the lining. I've gone ahead to cut out on the fabric and this is what I've got: the center front, main fabric and lining, side front, main fabric and lining also. Also, I have a center back, main fabric and lining, and side back, main fabric and lining. The first thing I'll do is to join all the parts together. This is me aligning the center front with the side front. I'll go ahead and join it together by the seam allowance which I added. I'll repeat likewise for the back also. Join the center back to the side back. I'll also be doing the same thing for the lining pieces too. I am done joining and this is what I have. You would want to iron after you finish sewing. This is the back, I believe, and this right here is the front. This is the main fabric, and I've also done likewise for my lining. The next thing I will do is to turn the lining with the fabric, illustrating with the front. I'll go ahead and turn it around the neckline, a little bit along the zipper area, along the sides also, while leaving the armhole and the sleeve part out. As for the front, I'll be turning it with the lining also along the neckline, and also along the sides while leaving the shoulder slants and the armhole area out. After I was done, this is what I have. This is what it looks like. I also gave it a really good press, and that is why you can see that it is laying flat. This is what it looks like on the inside. This is what the back is also looking like. So the next thing I'll do is to join both the front and the back together, placing right sides against each other. I would open up the back and try and match up the shoulder slant of the back with the front. This can be quite tricky, but you can use pins to make this very easy to do. So I'll just go ahead and join them together along the shoulder slant. And once I'm done, I will be ironing so that it can lay flat. Also, I'll be joining by the sides too. After sewing, guys, this is the outcome of what it is looking like. I love the outcome. So you can incorporate this into a blouse, into a dress, a jumpsuit. You can use this neckline for whatever style you want, even into a jacket. I have a tutorial on my channel on a jacket that I made in this manner, similar to this. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give it a huge thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, kindly click on the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and I would see you guys in my next video. Goodbye and stay blessed.